And now, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me a great pleasure this time to introduce
the first consumer-targeted
2006
format came by way of
Ford
the CV2000,
Victoria.
consumer video. The CV2000 was introduced in the summer of 1965 at a cost of just under $700.
Right here, okay.
Plus 40.
These are markers so I know how far
Or about $5,500
I should have it from the
total in 2013
camera.
dollars. This format only
Very
recorded
far, yep.
black and white on half-inch stock on 1-hour open reel tape and gave you a resolution of 200 lines. Hence the slight
Fire Engine 1982.
The main issue with the CV2000 was that there was no way to adjust the tracking of your picture, so unless you played it back on the same unit you recorded on, odds were extremely high that you were going to be watching a distorted, artifact-laden
Welcome to Banjo in the Hall.
Jeep Cherokee.
Traditional as well as contemporary folk music. Tonight, the sounds of bluegrass.
I just bought this recently, so the reproduction.
Despite these flaws, the open-reel Sony recorder lasted into the early 70s, when it was effectively replaced by their own U-matic system.
Hi, let's take a musical stroll back through those wonderful years of the fabulous 50s. The year is 1954.
Around 1966, Ampex put out their own home videotape recorder, henceforth VTR, which recorded on 1-inch tape.
Wow, Dickies.
Like the CV2000.
Hi, Dickie. What's up, Dick?
Recorded on reels running up to 1 hour.
Okay, bye.
But despite having the ability
Sorry if I start buzzing.
color, its nearly $1,500 price tag, plus $60 per reel of tape, kept it from being able to keep up with Sony's VTRs.
E1 Mobile Command Vehicle 2010.
German electronics manufacturer Telefunken pitched an idea for a disc-based home video format to the brass at Britain's Decca Records, who owned the Telefunken name. This format was known as the Telefunken TED meaning television electronic disc. The notion of a
Snorkel Fire Truck.
wasn't such a hard one to take. Indeed, Scottish inventor John Logie Baird had developed a disc-based video recording
2002.
system that was used by the BBC in the 1930s. And in America, RCA had been hard at work attempting to create their own video disc system since the
Fire Engine.
1990s, which
1982.
also the cheap but ineffective PED. While the Japanese came up with a similar but less clunky video high density or VHD system.
$1998, 2002 International Pumper.
Also offered for a close number of users as here for medics.
As for Telefunken, they had developed a system by which they could quote-unquote etch audio and color video onto ultra-flexible PVC foil sheets that looked like sleeker 45 RPM records. To get everything to, for lack of a better term, encode properly, these
You just go over here because there's tons of you guys.
1500 RPM. The CED peaked at only 500.
Utility Truck 2006.
Were one-sided, suspended in midair by an air cushioning system, and gently read by a diamond stylus, which would get automatically sharpened after each play. Telefunken estimated that you could get about 100 hours of use out of one stylus.
2000 Chevy Suburban.
After a period of refinement, the Telefunken TED was released to the public on St. Patrick's Day 1975. The logic seemed to be that you were too drunk to care when fighting with their system. The cost was 1,490 Dutch marks, or a little under $2,000. Adjusted for inflation, we're talking about $8,500. Anyway, each TED disc was enclosed in a paper sleeve to be loaded into the player. You would then crank the rotary knob along its lower half under each disc, which would cause a series of rollers to grab onto and run the disc to its destination. Of course, the paper-thin disc would sometimes get caught, so instead of trying to create a better loading system, TED's designers
Hummer,
created a
2000.
the machine to retrieve your disc and try again. Upon successfully entering your disc into the player, you would then rotate the upper half of the aforementioned rotary dial thereby winding up the machine to play your disc, almost as if it were a wind-up toy. The dial's arrow position would tell you at what point you were at on the disc. Earlier wisecracks aside, the picture and sound quality
2009 Ford E350 ambulance.
nice, especially by 1975 home video standards. However, like the CED, the discs got
Pier
worn down
station,
quite easily, and the audio and video quality becomes wobbly and distorted after a while. But
Pier Stashers.
unlike the later CED, skipping is minimal, and pausing to a still frame is actually somewhat doable.
Pier Stashers 2008.
Japanese manufacturer Sanyo licensed the right to make an NTSC version of the TED for North America in 1976, but quickly pulled the plug, fearing that Americans were too attached to recordable tape-based formats. Well, that in a capacity of only 10 minutes per disc
Pier
is
Stasher.
rather undesirable. Telefunken pulled the plug on TED in 1977 and started
2008.
manufacturing VHS decks for the European market the following year.
Okay, there's two.
Of course you get one button color on Sears 19-inch color TV. But you also get something a lot more important.
International Pumper.
I'll show you.
1988.
You get Sears testing for quality.
Not anymore.
Sears service available nationwide.
Nope.
And most important, we'll take care of it. Sears reputation for dependability. With Sears 19-inch color TV, you get a lot more than one button color.
International Workstar Fresh Fire Truck.
Meet its grandpappy, the Avco Cartrovision.
Hello, I am Cartrovision. Come closer. I love an audience.
Sony had already introduced the U-Matic in 1971, but there was still a little hole in the early cassette-based home video market. That being a certain lack of pre-recorded titles, despite Sony's best efforts.
Fire Engine.
In June of 1972, Avco sort of rectified the situation with the Cartrovision. Sears and Montgomery Wards began selling these home video cassette units in their stores at a cost of $1,600, nearly $9,000 in 2013.
Fire Extinguisher 2000.
Betamax unit 3 years later, the Cartrovision was only available as a full TV video cassette console unit. Unlike the Betamax, the Cartrovision never grew out of it. Well, save for some later homemade players. However, you could record up to 114 minutes on a blank tape, besting the U-Matic's then longest tape by nearly an hour.
Highway Fire Rescue. Trucks.
The Sears Cartridge Television Center brings into your home the facility for shooting your own video tape.
An optional feature of the Cartrovision was a camera that wired back to the VCR that you could film your own movies on, as long as you didn't plan on moving more than 8 feet. Microphones sold separately.
For a few dollars, rent a full-length feature film and sit back and enjoy.
Now, when I said that the Cartrovision was the precursor to Divots, I mean that you could rent tapes,
Land Rover.
not normal tapes. Certain movie studios offered some films to rent, which had to be delivered and returned through the mail. These cartridges were always read in color, and you could only play these tapes once. No rewind or fast forward. Upon the tapes returned to Sears or wherever, the store would rewind the tapes with a special proprietary rewinder unit. Then the tape would be sent back to Avco, and the whole process would start over again with the next customer.
Highway Fire Department Truck.
Back then, the film studios were
Highway Fire Truck.
destroyed. One issue with the Cartrovision stemmed from the fact that the cartridges' reels were stacked on top of each other, running diagonally from one reel to the other, creating jamming and crumpling issues. But the biggest problem with Cartrovision was that the quality was a noticeable step down from the U-Matic. This is in large part due to the skip field method of recording used on these tapes. When a signal was recorded to the tape, each frame of footage was put on 1/3 of the tape, alternating between the thirds each frame. In all reality,
I was going to camera.
second as opposed to the standard 30. This led to regular...
Unit 70, Unit 71. Megaton fire truck. Megaton fire truck. Megaton fire engine.
Of the titles actually available for sale, few were actual movies. Most Artivision titles were documentaries, special interest stuff like cooking and fishing shows, and scope versions of past major sporting events like recent Super Bowl games, usually starting around $7 per case. Having said that, Artivision does hold the honor, of sorts, of being the first home video format to release an adult film title.
Oh my god, this is one.
Having lost millions in the project, Adco pulled the plug on the Cartrivision in July of
My first and only Freightliner fighter I actually own.
massive backstocks of their machines, parts, and tapes. And most of the tapes had already decayed.
This is a Freightliner business class M2-106 fire engine.
Now, while Sony Dewmatic never
Wow. 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 Oh, ice popped. Ice popped.
In the ladder into the new millennium.
Mommy! Meat. '50s Chevy panel van.
Join us next time when I unveil my very own home video. It'll have these big, beautiful cartridges with a 4-hour tape loop inside. You won't be able to rewind it though. And
1980 command vehicle.
You'll have to like hold down 5 or 6 buttons and turn a couple of cranks. And if you want to record on it, you'll have to mash down most, if not all, the buttons at once. It won't be that many buttons. There'll be like 15 to 20 of them. Oh yeah, and you'll have to jam a small screwdriver in the side of the unit. And you might have to turn the power on and off a couple of times. And you might have to perform a rain dance. But it'll be cool. It'll be cool. Trust me.
Where's the Pierce Dasher at? International Work Store, business class, Bushfire.